Alrighty, and we are live with Writing Sprint Wednesdays. Your host, Doug Lansborough, here for Dabble on this glorious Wednesday, May 25th, or May 21st. That's how my day is going. I'm living in the future here. Hello, everyone. I see the chat is a bumping. How's everybody doing? How is your week going? I'm feeling a little frazzled today. If the date switch didn't give it away, I took Monday off because it's a holiday up here in Canada, and I just had a person knock on my door to deliver a chair that I ordered a while ago, and it's a lot heavier than I thought. So dragging it in, I'm still trying. The heart's still pounding because I knew I had to be here to get on with all of y'all, but I couldn't let this chair go. I couldn't let it go back to the post office. So hello. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. Before I get to that, actually, two orders of business. First, you're going to find all the links to the sprint down below me, but I'm going to share the first one in the chat here. We're on deck for business as usual. 3 20-minute sprints with 5-minute breaks in between. Our first one starts in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Second, if you aren't subscribed already, why not hit that subscribe button? And if you are subscribed, or if you aren't, and you're having a good time with writing sprints, or you want to, I don't know, let's say you want to hit a new personal best for written words today, hit the like button. That's going to help, I promise. Maybe. Don't hold me to it. But it can't hurt. It can't hurt. All right, let me catch up on the chat here because I see we have Elena working on chapter 6, which is the main character's 18th birthday. Awesome. Hello, Elena. Hello, B. Hello, David. Ginger, welcome back. I hope your foot's feeling better. TW, hello. David, hello. Working on your choose your own adventure outline. Now, David, I said I'd harass you if you weren't working on your novel, so consider this your harassment. Make sure you're doing the right thing, but I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do. JM Brown, good morning, afternoon, or whatever. Hello. Ashley, hello. Julia, hello. Giving the auto crit challenge one last crack. Short stories are tough ones. Absolutely. Aaron, hello. Let me keep scrolling here. Reed's here. Hello. Sarah, hello. Playing with a time travel short story. Sarah, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, so welcome back around. Or I just don't have a good grasp of time. Who knows? Iva, hello. Emily, and hello, Emily. Rosalinda's here. Hello. Okay, I think I've caught up on everything. Forgive me if I haven't. We have 2 minutes left to go. I always like to bring little Doug nugget, a little Dugget. Let's not let that stick. To the sprints. Today is inspired by me getting this chair that I ordered. Look after your body. Oh, I've been experiencing this lower back pain lately, and is 100% because of how I sit during my normal 9 to 5 working hours, and sometimes during my writing time as well. So make sure I got this ergonomic wrist rest support brace. I don't know, so it supports my wrist when I'm typing. Make sure you have a good chair. My chair is like 10 years old, falling apart, so it was about time I got a new one. Sarah, welcome back. I'm glad you're back, but good for you for looking after your mom. That's awesome. I'm sure she appreciates it very much. Yeah, okay, Doug, it's sticking, I guess. All right, but tragically, I don't have the chair for this sprint. So next week's sprint, I'm gonna be the most comfortable you've ever seen, and hopefully not still trying to get this heart rate back down. Something else I want to try out, and this is more a technical thing. We have 45 seconds here, but I can do this now. And now if someone types something for me, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to say test. Boom. Now, if anyone's typing on Facebook, which the vast majority of our audience is on YouTube, so, be that as it may, but now it'll pop up in the bottom right corner. I'm going to experiment with that and see how it feels. We got 20 seconds until our sprint starts, but I think I might leave that up, and we'll see what the vibes are. We'll see if we like it or not. So it's unobjective. I hear my right, everybody. It's writing time. I'll see y'all in Alrighty, everybody. That is our first sprint done. Let me put my face back up like that. There we are. I'm kind of digging this chat on the side there. I know if you're watching on YouTube, it's maybe a little redundant because most of the chats are there, but for rewatching, it's really nice. And for my Dabble Premium members, when we do a workshop, the chat replay isn't available on the rewatch. So this is going to be excellent. So I'm really looking forward to using it. If it works for this, then fantastic. If it's only for the workshops, then so be it. But yeah, I'm digging it. It's unobtrusive. I kind of want to see if we can. I don't think we can change the color, but maybe that's coming. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see how we all did here. TW song that comes to mind is no Duggity. But uh 270 for Aaron, 773 for Ashley, 183 for Sarah, 510 for Emily, 317 for Rosalinda, 420 for B. And Kyla got 110. Great job. Read 395 and had some brief research interruptions, slowed your progress. That's fine. That happens. And I'm writing the climax of my story right now. So if you had looked up at the screen, you might have seen just a pause for a little bit as I referenced my notes. Because there's some stuff that I like to pants. There's other stuff I'm like, I really want to get this in here. Elena 222, David 188, Jane Brown 724. Susan came in late but still got 118, which is fantastic. Rosalinda, yeah, it is something new in StreamYard. They're beta testing it. StreamYard, I like using it. It does the job, but it's nice that they're adding new features like this. Yeah. Read, I had to look up the parts of an hourglass. So I was playing D&D last night, because it's Tuesday, and we were talking about the economy. And I guess we're going to tie this into world building so that it's relevant for authors here. So bear with me if you don't play D&D. And if you don't, then why don't you? It's crazy to me. Anyway, the economy in D&D is notoriously weird in that things aren't consistent in how much they cost. So like a goat is largely thought of to be the cost of a goat is assumed to be about 1 gold as per the handbook, the player's handbook. But then an hourglass, a nice hourglass can cost 1,000 gold according to another official source. So like that's weird. For as much world building as there is in the Dungeons and Dragons universe and the Forgotten Realms and all of that, that inconsistency really drives some people bonkers. And so as an author, this is when you're world building, whether you're world building fantasy or you're just, world building New York City for your rom-com that you're writing, consistency is the most important thing when it boils down to it. You can have the coolest magic system or the coolest fantastical species, but if there's not consistency in your world building or in your story in general, it's going to be a little weird. And so whenever gold comes up, whenever I'm thinking about what to reward my players with after they've done a good job, I'm always left humming and hawing, because it's like, am I giving you enough to get a goat, or am I giving you, 0.1% of an hourglass cost? It's strange. Reed, you can't really measure time with a goat. That's fair. Rosalinda saying it's a little hard to see. Yeah, we'll look around to see if we can actually change some of the colors and stuff, but yeah, that's what we got so far. Sarah had to look up what medieval Moroccan footwear was called. Fantastic. That's NJ attempted to make a children's book, A Dragon Named Doug. I love it. B, that's fantastic. That's really cool. Rosalinda, your son plays D&D. Your son's really cool then. That's all I got to say about that. All right, folks, let me make sure that you're copying and pasting everything out of WordSprints if you're using it there. I like to paste it into the second one, and then again to the third one, and then paste it into Dabble once we're all done. That keeps it all nice and handy for me. But I am notorious for not reminding everyone to copy and paste their stuff, and so that burden is off of me for at least another 20 minutes. I hear my timer going. I'm going to pop this back up on stage, and I'll see everyone in 20 minutes. Happy writing. All right, everybody. That is our second sprint of the day done. Let me do that there. So I'm back on screen for you. And before I get too distracted, let me post the link to the third sprint. You can also find it below me or in the top left of the sprint that you just finished. But for the sake of ease, there it is in the chat. How did everybody do? Let's take a look here. B got 500 on the dot. Fantastic. Rosalinda got 408. Awesome. Ashley 720. Fantastic. Sarah 173. Great job. And Emily 599. Awesome. David got 325. Elena 278. Reed 473. Jane Brown 745. And Susan 196. Great work, everybody. That is fan freaking tastic. I guess the other, I on my screen I can see the chat on the window going, but I also see the chat in the StreamYard backend going right next to each other. But it made me realize, hey, if someone's watching on a TV, this makes it a little easier for them to see the chat as well. Because I watch most of my YouTube on television, as I'll be sitting working. I can put something on the TV in the background, or when I want to watch something, I can put it up there, and it's a lot harder to see the chat, or it's a lot more intrusive if you want to. So this is fantastic. Elena got 500 words written between the two sprints and 400 to go for today's goal. And that is awesome. Speaking of goals, what is everybody's goal that they're working on right now? As I said before, I'm writing the climax of my horror novel. So I feel like this is something I'm going to need to revisit. I feel like I've made some choices in my little pantsing excursion today that I don't know are going to stick. However, the climax of this book happens right at the end. There's only one chapter that gives us a little wrap up, or it's not even a chapter. I think I'm going to do an epilogue, which is something I've never done before. So that's going to be exciting. But let me know what goal you are working towards right now. And that doesn't mean what your big project is. It could be your daily goal. It could be a weekly goal. It could be a part in your book. It could be a chapter in your book. It could be a revision stage, anything like that. Kyla got 408. Fantastic. Great job. NJ's attempting to get 50,000 by the end of the month, but not looking likely. Now, I'm going to be a real Doug here for this. Did you set that goal intentionally, like think, hey, this is how many words I need to write every day, and this is how much time I can dedicate to writing? Or did you just go like 50,000 words is like Nano or the 60-day novel challenge? And so I'm going to go based on that. Because if it's the latter, then I encourage you to think more about doing something in a way that works for you, because hitting 40,000 goals when that's more feasible than 40,000 words when that's more feasible than a 50,000 word goal, that's a way bigger accomplishment in my books, even if it's less words. Let's see here. Ashley's female main character just got persuaded to escape by her maids, but they've just been caught. Julia, how does the chat look with multiple people in the session? Too crowded with the sprint session? Are you talking about like when, for example, when I have this on the stage here, if there's the chat going on here and also on in the little feed? I think the YouTube feed is a little more active. Agnes got 630 words, by the way. I need to check that chat more often. Let's see. B met your goal already, and you were awake to attend. So thanks for being here. Susan's looking to write 25,000 words by the end of the month, and it's looking good so far. I love that. Sarah's going to finish the first draft of this story within the next month. That's awesome. And Ginger figuring out where I was a month ago with the first complete read through on a novel manuscript. That's fantastic as well. We have 39 seconds there. Let's make sure everything is copied and pasted over. Those are all really good goals, and I'm really happy to see that you're making progress towards all of them. Ashley, 200,000 by the end of July, currently at 113,266. Started this project in mid-April. That's pretty impressive. Mid-April, you're just over a month in, and you're over 113,000 words. Great job, Ashley. That's awesome. I'll get to the rest of those messages once we get back from our break. We got 20 minutes of writing here. Last sprint of the day. Good luck. We'll see you in 20. There we go. All right, everyone. So ends our last sprint of the day. Something that I wanted to point out before, but Hank did have a show at 1 p.m. Eastern. That was 45 minutes ago. I'm not totally sure if it's still going on now, but if it is, you can go join it. If it hasn't, you can go and watch the replay. Let me just pull up the details real quick because I had them memorized, but then someone had to write a story. And that is when he was talking to Jenny Morris, who's an author who loves to write gray characters, but does it with humor. And so you can go check that out. Gray characters are a ton of fun. I love writing that kind of stuff. I love ambiguity in a character's morals because, you know, binary stuff is boring. It doesn't leave room for nuance. So if there's a way that you can explore some of that gray area, it's a lot more fun. Let me check in on the chat here today, or not today, after this sprint. I'm fading fast here, folks. But we made it. We made it through all three sprints. B got 509. Rosalinda got 519. Your best sprint in weeks. Well, I'm honored that I could be here when that happened, and I'm glad we could support you in that one. Elena got 339. It's dinner time. Have a great dinner, Elena. Thank you for joining us and great work. Sarah got 216. Awesome. Emily got -4 words. So you're revising what you've written, which is very important. Ree got a total of 1447 with 578 during that sprint. Great job. I've discovered a big plot hole in your story. Oh no. So I don't know. I feel like we can do a workshop on plot holes, but you can either patch it now or make a note of it, go and patch it later. But you can only patch it later if you know how you want to fix it. Otherwise, it affects the rest of your story. So you got a choice to make in what you're going to do now. Ashley got 2165 total with 654 that last sprint. And NJ is just shy of 30,000 words. I hope you get there today. Let us know tomorrow during the sprint. The sprint tomorrow is a little delayed. So I might as well share that because Abby is running a workshop at noon using brain science to overcome writer's resistance. And that's with Monica Hay. Abby's been very excited for this workshop. So I'm pretty pumped for it. I think Abby's running that one. Yeah, she is absolutely. Goodness, people. But that means that our sprints are at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So that is half an hour later than normal because we have an hour-long workshop before that. So there's just a lot of content coming at you. So come by tomorrow at noon to learn something, tomorrow at 1 to get your writing in, or do both. Let's see. David got 340, Susan 269, B 1429 total today. Great job, everybody. Yeah. We were talking about plot holes with Abby yesterday. She has a workshop coming up. She does indeed, yes. And that is actually available on our YouTube channel now if you want to go hit the notification button to make sure that you know when that's going to go live. Ginger, it was wonderful having you back. And yeah, thank you everybody for joining me in sprints today. It's been fantastic as always. I've said this before, but I absolutely love doing this with all of you. I think it's really cool that I get to be here while you bring your creations to life. And I thank you for helping me bring mine to life as well. Other than that, I'm out for the rest of the day. Technically I have a meeting, but then I'm going to build a chair so that my body can just feel better the next time we do these sprints. So whatever you do with the rest of your day, folks, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll see you later. Bye for now.